Yeah, welcome to the Manhattan Project.
Oh, we're just gonna start it off like that.
Oh, we are.
Boom.
Yeah,
Why not?
we're just kind of chatting here, so we're just rolling into the episode.
The episode. Yeah. So today we are going to be reviewing this Westward American Single Malt.
Out of Washington State, right?
I believe so. Does it say? Doesn't
Sure it
say.
does.
Portland, Oregon.
Oh, Oregon. Same
Portland, Oregon.
thing. I'm sure the people in Washington are like, that fucking guy. He said we're the same thing as Oregon.
Yeah. Well, you're not. So anyway, distilled and bottled by House Spirits, distilled in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We've been shooting a few episodes of the Limestone Farms whiskeys. We're doing them neat in a Manhattan. So we decided to take a break this week and move on to an American single malt. This one's been on the shelf for a little while. Jesse and I, collectively, as far as the show goes, we have very limited experience with ASMs.
Outside of the Maryland-based Old Line.
Wow.
Yeah. Phenomenal. Side note, this American Single Malt Double Oak Cask Series Sherry Cask. This thing was ranked number 8 by Frank Minnick for 2024 whiskeys.
For all whiskeys?
All whiskeys.
Not just American single malts.
Number 8.
That's pretty impressive.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
If you guys can get your hands on one of these, do it. Back to our regularly scheduled program.
Right. Yeah, so we wanted to kind of bring it back to cleanse the palate for a week and do something a little bit different. And I personally have not had this. As far as the channel goes, we've had, like Jesse said, a lot of American Old Line, and then the other one was Dogfish Head.
Well, we also did a short review on the Jack Daniel's American Single Malt.
Right. So, point is, we have very little reference for this as far as the channel goes.
Yeah. Yeah, so this comes in at 45% or 90 proof. And then on the label on the front of the bottle, it says a celebration of the American Pioneer Spirit.
Celebration.
Made from scratch from Pacific Northwest two-row barley, fermented with ale yeast for outstanding flavor, double pot stilled for exceptional character, and matured in new American oak barrels, never chill filtered. So just a little excerpt from the front of the bottle. Back doesn't really say anything. Fortunately for us, neither one of us are pregnant, so we're probably good to go. But why can't look at me like that? God, I've let myself go a little.
All right.
Okay.
So I heard something about ale yeast.
Yeah.
You think that's used in beer?
I mean, ale yeast sounds like beer yeast. So
right.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't really know a whole lot about this. My quick search didn't really bring up much.
All right. So if there's anybody that's familiar with this bottle or anybody from Westward, please put in the comments what that means, ale yeast. We'd love to see it.
Yep.
We're really not about researching things. We're just about tasting things and being objective based on being ignorant.
We're some basic bitches. So we're going to do a little pour.
You got to do better than that.
I know. Something. There we go. There it is. So let's see. Ooh, I'm already getting noses off of this, like, just from the pour. Ooh, that's interesting.
God, it's so much harder to get nosing notes for me off of ASM.
I don't know. It smells sweet.
Immediately I go to oaky because it's a 1 grain spirit. Almost always is. The oak from the barrel shines through. Green.
So to me, it's very bright.
It's green.
It is green. It's almost like green. So you say green apple. You say green. I'm thinking green apple. Light red fruits, raspberry maybe a little bit. Sweet. It almost kind of has like a corn whiskey type of nose to it a little bit. A little bit of cotton candy. It definitely smells again, sweet. Smell. It's on the sweeter side of things.
There's something about American single malts that are very earthy, if you will, and those are some of the things you're talking about.
Yeah,
where
a little bit.
fruity,
It's like a grassy note.
Yeah,
a little bit of grass, like green grass. It's light. It
Yeah.
smells light.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's give it a taste.
Do this.
It smells good on the nose. Let's give it a taste. So, green apple.
Yeah, totally.
A lot of green apple. It's got like an herbaceous thing going on, a little grassy. It almost reminds me a little bit of like a little bit of scotch, like a single malt scotch on the palate as it rolls over my tongue, and now this kind of after flavor. I don't get that so much.
Right. Well, yes, because it's very similar to a Scotch or an Irish whiskey. In the Scotch case, minus the peat, but very similar to an Irish whiskey.
So the only thing that really gets me with this is there's no real finish for me. It kind of you get the initial flavor on the palate as it's in your mouth, rolls over your tongue. As soon as you swallow it, it kind of just dies off.
Right.
It goes away real quick.
Very, I'm getting leather too on the back end, which I haven't had in a lot of whiskeys. Not the ones we've tried, anyways. But
Unique.
It's leathery, not in a bad way, just leathery.
It's good. I wish the finish lasted a little bit longer. I wish it lingered a bit. Maybe some of that has to do with the fact that it's, what did I say? It was 45. The fact that it's a 90 proof.
90 proof.
It just doesn't have the punch
right.
that I personally prefer. But it's a nice whiskey.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice on the palate. The nosing is very nice. Again, very light. Green apple, bright red fruits, a little bit of grassiness to it.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah, I dig it. It's
This is a really good whiskey if, say, you're just having like a game of poker with your friends and you just want something that's nice and light that you can sip on for a while. Like I could have a few pours of this and not get tired of it.
Right. We're playing D&D.
Nice.
No, a Risk maybe. Life.
2210 AD.
Chutes and ladders. Yeah. I get what you're saying though. It's not heavy.
He's ridiculous.
It's not heavy. It's a good sipper.
Yeah.
So
all of that being said, I mean, this is kind of middle of the pack for me. It's nice. It's good. I like the flavor profile. I'm gonna give this a 7.
Yeah, I think I'm about there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it has its place for me. Something like this would probably sit around for a time that, I'm looking for something like this.
Right.
It's not my go-to. Flavor profile wise, it's a little lacking on the finish.
Right.
I prefer more dark fruits, candy type of thing. Some things that might be finished a little bit more. Anyway,
well,
you can have a moment to talk.
Yeah. So everybody varies in what they want in a sipper. For me, this is a good proof point for me to sip from. 90 to 100 proof, sometimes a little lower. This is pretty good for what it is, so I'm good with that score.
Yeah.
I'll say we leave it at that. Move on to Manhattan.
Okay, sounds good.
Fast forward because we've already wasted a lot of time talking. We'll be back. This is gonna be one of those ones that's actually better in a Manhattan.
It's not.
No, I think it is. You tried it?
No, you just opened it.
No, but you said you've had this before.
No, I've never had this. I've had Westward. I've never had this bottle.
All right. So this is probably one of the entry proof. I'm guessing.
Well, I think ASM for them is not a usual thing. That's what makes this bottle a little bit unique.
I thought that's what they were known
They do a lot of barrel proofs. They do have a couple of single malts, but they're barrel proof single malts.
Okay.
Everything that I've had from Westward has been single malt. So imagine this 50% amplified.
Right.
Way better. Way better.
Yeah.
And I do genuinely feel that like the best expression of a whiskey is barrel proof.
Right.
Because that's how it comes out of the barrel.
Yeah.
You know, when we were up at Old Line thieving out of the barrels, I mean we're drinking barrel proof.
Yeah. And that was phenomenal.
Oh, it was probably one of the best whiskey experiences I've ever had. All right.
Moving forward, like making drinks, can you actually move over like another 6 inches?
Oh, I'm just trying. I'm so used to being in the center because of the.
Oh, your center of attention.
That's
always. Yeah.
My bad. My bad. I'm only doing 2 because this thing comes out like a fucking fire hydrant.
Jesus. I lost an eye.
How? Jesse's fucking
There's something that's never been said. I lost an eye with bitters from an enormous bottle.
All right.
I love the labored breathing. Can I leave that in there too?
I don't care. It didn't hurt my feelings. I know I'm fat.
Oh, that's what's the best part about with our channel, where we're shooting and editing and posting all in the same week, is like someone's comments could actually be relevant.
Oh, 100%.
Because some people like they shoot and then a month later they're posting. That's not us.
No, not at all.
We don't plan shit.
All right, here we are. We're back. Through the magic of editing, we now have 2 Manhattans. 1 Manhattan split into 2.
Yes, what he said.
Are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. I kind of tuned you out. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, on the nose it smells like a Manhattan, as it always does. There's no nose.
Why do we even bother with that? But
let's see.
When it stops smelling like a Manhattan, we're in trouble.
It's good. It tastes like a Manhattan. Again, it's just one of those things where lower proofs,
yes,
anything sub 100 proof to me at least, is lacking because you don't get the whiskey.
Right.
You get more vermouth flavor in the cocktail than you do, and when you have something like this, to make a Manhattan where the whiskey notes come through, you almost have to alter your ratios.
We would totally have to alter these ratios.
So instead of a 2-to-1, it'd be a 2.5 to a 3/4. So it'd be like 2.5 ounces of your whiskey, 3/4 ounce of vermouth. Or, I mean, the way that we do our process, obviously, to keep things equal, we are always using Martini Rossi.
Right.
There's other vermouths out there that have lighter flavor profiles. Obviously, there's vermouths that have heavier flavor profiles. Right.
But we're also sticking to our original game plan, where we're sticking to the ratios that were laid out by the guys back in 18 whatever. 2 parts whiskey, 1 part vermouth.
Correct. I think it's a great sipping whiskey. It's light. It's got some notes to it. It does have a bit of a short finish. That's what she said.
I was thinking it, but I wasn't going to say it.
I know. Leave it up to me. I have no filter. But in the Manhattan cocktail, it's lacking. Yeah. It's lacking. This would not be a whiskey that I would make a Manhattan out of.
At a higher proof, maybe. But we don't know.
Yeah. This could be good in an old fashioned, potentially. Where really all you have is you just have some simple syrup or some sugar. Mm-hmm. But in a Manhattan, it's not great. I mean, honestly, it's probably subpar. Yeah, I was going to put it at 5. I mean, I'm like at 4.5.
All right, 4.5 it is.
Split the difference?
No, I said 4.5 it is, yeah.
Oh, okay. 4.5.
It's subpar. Again, not a reflection of the whiskey. It's the reflection of the whiskey in a Manhattan.
Correct.
It's not what we want in a Manhattan.
Yeah.
That's all.
So yeah. So anyway, so all that being said, this Westward American Single Malt, it's a good light sipping whiskey. Honestly, I don't even think that this would be all that great if you were to sip it by itself over ice. I think watering it down with ice would probably get rid of a lot of what you get. Again, it doesn't have a long finish.
To me, it feels like it wasn't finished in a barrel long enough.
I just don't think it's a high enough proof for what our preferences are.
I don't know that I agree with that, but because we had the old line one that at one point was 80 whatever proof, 87, 86, and I felt that had a lot more flavor than this did.
Agreed. And there's no age statement on this, so I don't know how long this was aged for.
Right.
But again, it's nice, it's light. If you're looking for a light whiskey, something that's easy to sip on, especially neat, this is good. This is good for that purpose. In a cocktail, I'd probably go a different direction. So anyway, take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, let's get out of here. These people are bored.
All right. Fuck it.
Adios.
Cheers.